Um, the One of the things that I've been asked to, we're in court every Tuesday in Hurst, and my officer averages 5 citations every Tuesday, and in Euless Court we average twice a month, which one of my officers, she does that court, and she'll average anywhere from 45 to 60 students who have been cited. That started in September. So I don't know an exact amount of citations, but if you mathematicians figure that out, could get that in your minds and figure that out. I told Dr. Tribble it would at least be 200, anywhere from 150 to 200. One of the things that this has been eloquent. Everyone has said things, and I stand in support of what they've said here today. And one of the things that I can't add anything to that. It's just been awesome. But what I would like to do is Dr. Jacoby, who is the principal of the alternative program for the choice side, said that I might need to tell you guys give you some demonstrations of testimonies of students that have been enrolled in school at Keys. These students just enrolled in Keys. There's 2 students that I'd like to tell you about. One of them, a young man who had just been released from TYC, Texas Youth Correction. He stabbed another student and was sent to TYC and did a year there and was released. And was released with the request, with the requirement to get in school. That young man did not get in school. He was on the streets with his friends. He said he hung out, finding things to do, finding things like sell drugs, break in a home, steal cars, fights. While he was doing these things, he said it was difficult because they had to hide from the law during the daytime. And he said one day he and his friend just came out of a store during the day, and he was stopped by a police officer. And the officer asked him, why are you not in school? And he told a story which was not true. And then he asked him, what school do you go to? And he told him another story that was not true, and the officer checked it out. And he arrested him, took him to jail. He said when he was released, he came to school and enrolled at Keys because it was so hard running and hiding from the law. He said it's much easier to get up and go to school every day than to run and hide from the law. A young lady who was enrolled at Keys gave me her testimony. At age 15, her and a friend left home, decided to sell their bodies, do drugs, and steal. Lived in motels. She said during the process of doing this for 4 weeks, she went from a size 5 to a size 00. Now, that's female talk. I don't know what that means. But she said she was 88 pounds because of all the drugs that she was doing. She said one of the hardest things that she ever had to do, and when she told me the story, she began to weep, was that she left her friend standing on a corner in Harry Hines because she had gotten involved with a drug deal that had gone bad and she had to leave. She said she called her mother, and her mother told her, you need to come home because I am in trouble with the law because you're not going to school. She went home. They put her in a rehab for 6 months. She got out of rehab. She enrolled in Keys. She says she loved getting up and going to school every day. She says she's making A's now. She's earned 5 credits. She's looking forward to going to Bale or Trinity, whichever school accepts her. I asked her, why did you call your mother? She said, it was so hard running from the law every day. She said her and her friend moved from HEB to Dallas to Fort Worth, HEB back to Dallas to Fort Worth, trying to evade the law. She said it's much easier. It's much easier every day to get up and go to school than it is to wake up every morning hiding from the law. Now, this is a wonderful world. It would be a wonderful world if everyone was honest and law-abiding. But there are some people who have withdrawn from my school with the code of homeschooling that I know that are not being homeschooled. And I know that for a fact because I've talked to the students on the street when I've seen them. They are not being homeschooled. Now the question remains, what do we do with those children? What do we do about those children? Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a German theologian, one of the greatest of all time, a deeply Christian moral man, decided that he would get involved with the plot to assassinate Hitler because he said that Hitler was so evil that something needed to be done about him. He was captured and executed by Hitler at the age of 39 in 1945. He said, one of the greatest gifts that we can give God is to be of service to someone who is less fortunate than we are. Every single time a Bedford policeman stops a young man or a young woman on the streets and asks, why aren't you in school? They are doing and giving God one of the greatest service that any of us can give. Not only are they giving the greatest service, they're also saving a life. That young lady's, that her friend, she is still on the streets. Someone needs to save her life. Thank you. I'll answer your question.
I've got one here. You mentioned that there are people in the city or in the school system that claim to be homeschooling their kids, but they're really not. Okay. Now, first of all, I want to clarify that anybody that's willing to come here and speak as a homeschool parent, they're the ones obviously that are out there doing the right thing by their kids.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Why do they lie about that, or why do they? Is it just to keep so their kids can run around and they don't have to? It's their excuse to not mess with the police, or what? Why do they say that? Two
reasons, Mer Story. Number one, they don't want the fine. They don't want the fine. They say, hey, I've done everything that I can do. I can't do anything anymore. He or she is beating me. They come home when they get ready. They don't listen to us anymore. They do whatever they want to, so I've done all that I can do. And you don't give me any help. They say this to us as principals. You're not giving me any help. The judge doesn't give me any help. The police officers doesn't give me any help. So I'm going to homeschool him and let him get out and do whatever he wants to do.
Okay. Anybody else have questions? Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.